for 2025, I wanted to start the year really strong. I wanted to feel my absolute best. I decided to sign up for a couple of labs just to test out my levels, because I really think that if you get ahead of things, then you can avoid taking medications and things like that down the road. Welcome back to my channel. My name is JoAnna Pallante. I am a mom with a passion for holistic living, and I want to share with you some of the things that have really helped me start this year strong. I was basically just feeling overall pretty good, but kind of stuck as far as weight loss. So I'm always just trying to keep my levels as optimized as possible. And I do weigh myself every day. I have a scale that I really love. It shows me different metrics like my body fat as a percentage, visceral fat, things like that. I'll link the scale below. I think it's a game changer for weight loss. But what I was noticing was that my body fat was a little higher than where I wanted it to be as someone who trains almost every single day in the gym and eats pretty healthy. So I was trying to figure out ways that I could optimize just my overall health and weight loss. So I went to LabWork, and I think the panel that I paid for, you can basically go on their website if they're local to you. I live in LA. I went and found the nearest lab. It was, a half a mile away. And it was a very efficient process. I went online and I checked off all the labs that I wanted to have done. It was basically about a $200 cost for me to check magnesium, D vitamin, B vitamin, just a whole panel of things related to my thyroid and just levels that I wanted to optimize. So I checked in, they took my blood a couple of days later, sent me the panel, and the panel was very easy to read. You can actually highlight anything that comes back as just being out of range. So one of the things that I looked into was ways to boost my iodine. And I found that some of the foods that I actually really like would help me hit that target goal. So if you are deficient in iodine, as I was, it was just a slight deficiency, something easily correctable. You can fix that by eating eggs, some fish, shrimp. So these are all things that I like, and I just made it a point to incorporate them into my diet more. I also bought an iodine supplement. I can mix this in water. So I just put a couple of drops in my water, and hopefully that will get me into the normal range. And next time, if I run these labs again in a couple of months, we'll see if I've improved on that. So that was an easy fix. Another thing that I came back a little deficient in was selenium. Again, this is also something that could impact your thyroid. So when you are trying to just optimize your health, your metabolic health, you want to make sure that your TSH level is right. Rather than go on these doctor prescribed medications, you can just, boost these through food and supplements, and why not take that route? Another thing I thought was interesting on this podcast that I watched with Gary Brecka, which I'll share a clip of, is that, sometimes doctors are just quick to putting you on medication, and your body can actually get used to those medications, and it basically negates the efficiency of them. So if you are supplementing through food, it just seems like a better way than taking something like Synthroid, which is what my IVF doctor put me on when I was, going through that process and taking these hormones that messed up my thyroid for the first time in my life. The first thing they do is go, okay, take some Synthroid for 60 days. Well, I don't want to take Synthroid for 60 days. I want to eat better foods and fix it myself if I can. So that's why I'm sharing this information with you. Another deficiency that's quite common and something that I used to be deficient in, I'm no longer deficient in, is vitamin D. So you want to make sure that this level is optimized for many reasons, because if you are trying to get pregnant, being low in vitamin D can hurt your chances there. It's an overall thing that most people take for granted, and they don't realize that they are deficient in, and things just like getting sunlight and taking the right supplements. I have a 2000 IU, you might need more. So if you test your levels, you can really kind of gauge how much more vitamin D do I need through supplementation or things like that. And that will overall just help anyone with their health, right? So these labs, as I said, they are customizable. I checked my magnesium. Magnesium is another supplement that I love. I take that before bed. So you can really just dive in there and figure out, do you need a full panel, or do you just want to pick and choose? So that's kind of what I did. So things that I've been deficient in at different points in my life were just things that I said hey, test me for that. It's a one-stop shop, right? You're going in. It might just drive the cost up a little. Maybe some people have health insurance that might cover it. So just go online, figure out what you personally think you might be deficient in, or you can just do a full panel here and basically run this test, and then you can talk to a doctor, or you can be your own doctor, as I tend to be, and go online and find the alternatives rather than letting these things grow and just kind of build up over time, and then you might be forced to take the medication route, which I'd always prefer to avoid if possible. Another thing that I tested within these labs were hormones. So you can, as a male or female, check your testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. So they will let you know if there's anything within those hormone panels that needs to be adjusted. I think something that I've read is that you want, as a woman, to have a good balance between your estrogen and progesterone, and these things will shift at various points in life. So obviously consult with your doctor whether you're in different phases in life, but you can, within these panels, identify if some of your hormones are off and get those adjusted as well. So I will link information about the specific labs that I did and where I went for them. The details are on that in the description box. I'll also list for you some of my favorite supplements. I also recommend a multivitamin every day. I have this one that I think is very comprehensive. Some of those deficiencies that I mentioned are covered within this. Selenium, this one's got vitamin D3, just a whole, it's one of the most complete vitamins that I've come across, and I've, tried different ones at different points in time. So I will link this complete vitamin for you as well. And just let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna also send you some information about reset that I did, a cleanse. So January was just a month of wellness for me. It really, really helped me. So I'm going to share it all with you. Make sure to check out my next video and let me know what you think.